Hello everyone. Before I start presenting, let me introduce myself first. My name is Nurshella Sari. I'm from Diploma 3 Transportation Management Alpha Class. Today, I'm going to share with you guys some information related to history, culture, custom, traditional food, traditional clothes, tourist destination, and public figure of South Korea. Okay, the first point is history. The history of South Korea has begun with an establishment within the state of South Korea on August 15, 1948. Although Syngman Rhee has declared a creation on August 13 in Seoul, after the Japanese occupation of Korea, which ended in 1945 due to a Japanese defeat in World War II. Korea was divided into two regions based on the 38th latitude north, according to a treaty within the United Nations. Until finally, Syngman Rhee took an oath in office for the first president of Republic of South Korea. North Korea began to implement a plan under the Soviet Union and appointed Kim Il-sung to a DPRK or President of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea in September 1948. Let's move to the next point. The next point is about culture. South Korean culture itself developed from traditional Korean culture that was common in early Korean nomadic tribes. Until now, with industrialization, urbanization, and westernization in South Korea, especially Seoul. These factors have brought many changes to the Korean people's lifestyle, without putting aside their own culture. Here are some of the uniqueness of South Korean culture with its past customs and history that are still thick and still exist today. The first is greeting. Bowing is the traditional way of greeting in South Korea. Handshakes are often done by men. Your left hand should support your right arm when shaking hands. Meanwhile, Korean women do not always shake hands but often bow. The second is privacy. It is an insult to Koreans to be touched by someone they don't know. Don't pat them on the back or hug them. Prolonged and direct eye contact can be interpreted as disrespectful, especially when dealing with other people of higher social standing. And the third is naming. In South Korea, the position of the name is the opposite of Western culture. Family name as first name and real name as last name. It is considered very rude to address Koreans directly by their real names. Calling them must wear frills such as Mr., Mrs., or by using their professional title. Now, I would like to look at our next topic. The next topic is custom. Here are 4 unique customs in South Korea that you need to know. The first is when eating must make a sound. In Indonesia, making noise while eating is not allowed because it's considered impolite. Unlike in South Korea, where you have to make a sound when sipping instant noodle soup. This shows that you appreciate the person who makes the food in front of you. Second is eat hot food directly. This is also one of the unique habits of South Koreans that many Indonesians imitate. Yeah, what else if not eating ramen or instant noodle straight from the pot while it's still hot? In Korea, they will tend to eat instant noodles while they are still hot without blowing or waiting for it to cool down first. The next is bend 45 degrees in older people. In Korea, one way to honor someone who is older or in a higher position is to bow 45 degrees. And the last is pay close attention to body gesture. Manners are highly respected in South Korea, especially for young people to people who are more senior. In addition to language, manners also apply to gesture or body movements. For example, when drinking together, the younger person has to pour the drink into the glass with the right hand, while the left hand holds the right arm. Well, now let's take a look at the next topic. The next topic is traditional food. Not only the world of art and film, the food trends that are popular in Korea are also well received by the people of Indonesia. Usually, this food trend often appears in drama series that are watched by many people, ranging for servings of kimchi or fermented vegetables, Korean style kimbap or sushi, to myeokguk or seaweed soup. Some of these South Korean specialties do have a unique taste and attractive appearance. Not surprisingly, many people are interested in trying a variety of South Korean specialties. Evidently, now there are more and more restaurants or shops that also provide a variety of choice of typical South Korean food menus that are trending in the community. Each of these food dishes has a distinctive taste that can be an interesting experience for the tongue of the Indonesian people. Here are some traditional typical food from Korea. The first food is kimchi. Kimchi is a typical Korean dish made from vegetables that are tapped with various spices and usually have a spicy and sour taste. Vegetables that are commonly made kimchi are mustard green, radish, or cucumbers, while the spices used are chili, ginger, large onions, garlic, shrimp paste, and fish sauce. Kimchi is usually made in large batch at once because this food can last a long time if stored properly. In Korea, kimchi is also widely sold in package. For serving, kimchi is cut and served alone as a side dish or can also be used as an ingredient in other Korean food such as kimchi stew or kimchi jjigae, kimchi pancake or kimchi jeon, kimchi soup or kimchi cook, and kimchi fried rice or kimchi bokkeumbap. So the next food is kimbap. Kimbap is a Korean specialty made of white rice and stuffed with pieces of fish, meat, eggs, and vegetables tossed with seed of dried seaweed or kim, and then cut into a small pieces for one meal. One roll of kimbap is usually made into 6 to 8 pieces. The shape of the rolls can be round or triangular, and their seaweed can also be rolled on the inside, although they are usually on the outside. In Korea, vegetables commonly used are cucumber, spinach, red radish, or orange radish, while the rice is lightly seasoned with salt and sesame oil. The contents can be very different and easy to customize depending on your desire, taste, or creativity. And the last food is tteok. Tteok or rice cake is a typical Korean rice cake made from rice flour cooked by steaming, boiling, or frying. In addition to rice flour, some types of tteok can also be made from ordinary rice flour. Rice cake is a food that is synonymous with celebration. Rice cakes themselves vary in shape and hundreds of types, so it cannot only be eaten on certain occasions but also throughout the year. One type of rice cake that is popular and often found as a typical Korean street food is spicy rice cake or tteokbokki. In terms of ingredients, rice cake also vary, ranging from complete with fruits or nuts to flavorless one for everyday cooking as other food ingredients. Okay, the next point is traditional clothes. The first is traditional handbook. Traditional handbook generally consists of two main parts, namely the upper and lower garments. For women, the bottom wear a skirt, namely chima, while pants, namely baji for men. Women's handbook also features a ribbon or kurem, which is used to tie the top of the garment. The second is casual handbook. Casual handbook is a modern, traditional style that incorporates floral patterns, lace, and even decorative accessories. Generally, this is worn by women for daily casual activities. Unlike traditional Korean clothing, casual ones feature short skirt like most modern handbooks. It generally feel lighter because it is not layered inside. And the third is Magoja handbook. This is known as Magoja handbook Magoja. This is the type is offered at several tourist sites in Seoul, especially in the Insadong neighborhood. Around this tourist area, there are many interesting photo spots to style with Korean handbook. It usually features bright gold color clothing patterns, embroidered flowers, and various designs. These men's and women's handbook outfits are rented out to tourists. The sixth point is tourist destination. Tourist destinations in Korea are one of the most popular travel destinations in the world. Korea has many interesting things that can be explored, ranging from nature tourists, cultural tourists, to historical tourists. There are many exciting destinations in Seoul that must be visited, one of which is the first is Nami Island. Nami Island is so famous because of the row of trees that are so unique and very beautiful. Every change of season, Nami Island will present a different face. In autumn, Nami Island looks beautiful with fallen yellow leaves. During the cherry blossom season in Korea, Nami Island will be filled with beautiful cherry blossom. Not to mention during the winter, Nami Island will look pure white like a fairy tale. The second place is Myeongdong Street. Myeongdong Street is a shopping place that you must visit if you want to buy skincare and makeup products. You can buy various Korean cosmetics brands such as Tony Moly, Nature Republic, and Innisfree at affordable prices. Here you can also buy various kinds of Korean snacks that are so delicious. And the last place is Jeju Island. For those of you fans of Korean dramas, you must be familiar with Jeju Island. This island does look very beautiful and is often used as a shooting location for dramas and films. To be able to enjoy the attraction of Jeju Island, you can rent a car. The best way to drive is Route 12, which forms a circle around the island. Route 12 provides access to a coastal route so tourists can enjoy an unforgettable journey along the coast with views of the emerald-colored sea. And the last point is about public figure. BTS, also known as Bangtan Boys, is a 7-member South Korean boy vocal group formed by Hype Corporation on June 12, 2013. They performed the song No More Dream from their first album Too Cool for School in support of their debut on June 13, 2013. They won the New Artist of the Year award for the song at several award ceremonies, Melon Music Awards and Golden Disc Awards 2013 and Soul Music Awards 2014. They gained further attention with the albums Dark and Wild in 2014, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 2 in 2015, and The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever in 2016, with the latter two albums entering the US Billboard 200. The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever, won the Album of the Year award at 2016 Melon Music Award. In November, the group became the first K-pop group to perform at the American Music Award, raising their profile internationally. In January 2019, BTS beat PSY's Gangnam Style with the songs Fake Love and became the Korean song with the most listeners on Spotify with 184 million listeners. BTS also won the Daesang at both the 33 South Korea Golden Disc Awards and the 28th Seoul Music Award for the second year in a row. BTS went on to become the only Korean group to make it into the New York Post list of the 10 greatest boy band of all time. BTS is ranked 9th, alongside other big names such as The Osmonds, Menudo, One Direction, New Kids on the Block, New Edition, NSYNC, Boyz II Men, Backstreet Boys, and the Jackson 5, work in line with the many awards they have won. And then let me conclude this presentation. So the conclusion of this presentation is South Korea is one of the most popular tourist destinations to visit because of the many tourist, cultural, and culinary attractions that must be tried. So don't be surprised if every year South Korea can receive more than 1 million visitors from various countries. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation. I hope you find it useful. Thank you for your attention and good morning.